For those of you who follow my work, you know that I do not publish, write, or speak about any issue unless I have the official court documents, police records, or other official documents in my possession. So when I make my statement that in Larimer County, Colorado especially, the true victims of crimes are often turned into the criminal defendants, I have evidence in Neil Brooks' case of exactly that happening. Paragraph 2A, remember, says, the defendant shall undergo a mental health evaluation. Mr. Brooks followed that court order, and we have evidence that Mr. Brooks is the healthy individual in this case. And I have the evaluation from Spencer Friedman. He was a licensed psychologist, clinical and forensic psychology from Denver, Colorado. He issued a written report.
He did.
What's the basic idea of his findings regarding your mental evaluation?
He said that all of the actions I took, and we focused on all of the actions I took, including openly and legally carrying a gun while outside on my property, were deliberate, reasonable, appropriate, and measured given the circumstances. He found no evidence of any mental illness, no indications of vengeful thoughts, absolutely no history of prior violence, no reason to recommend treatment, and no concern for either the players in my story or the public at large. So he said he has a clean bill of health.
So are you saying that he found that everything that you did in West Vine Bungalows neighborhood was reasonable, rational, and logical?
That's what he said.
And did you know this psychologist prior to him testing you?
No, I'd never heard of him or seen him. In the first 2-hour session, I spent the whole time explaining to Dr. Friedman what brought me there. And as we closed out the session, Dr. Friedman said, I'm going to have to speak with your attorney, Pamela Mackey. And I said, you can't believe what I said could possibly be true, could you? And he said, no, frankly, I can't. 2 weeks later, we met for our second session, and I said, so what did you find out? And he said, everything you said was true.
And also in Dr. Friedman's report, his written report, he said that he had reviewed the entire investigation report. So he wasn't just basing his conclusion that you were mentally sound on what you said. He reviewed the entire record.
That's correct.